boleh.
Throughout history, lights have always been a symbol of power. Gods had halos, kings had crowns that sparkled, and today we have Sharmaji ka beta in his crater, blessing everyone with his high beam. You see, in ancient times, only the sun had the power to blind people. But we Indians, we are innovators. Because temporary blindness is a real medical condition and we are distributing it like a government scheme. We've made this power available to everyone with a driver's license, and to some even without one. You see this right here? This isn't just a switch. This is the greatest power trip in Indian automotive history. For less than 500 rupees worth of electricity per year, you too can feel like a demigod on wheels. Think about it. When else can a 19-year-old in his Papa ki Alto make a BMW 7 Series owner cover their eyes? But here's the thing about power. Just because you can make everyone's retinas dance doesn't mean you should. Because while you are living your best Diwali life every night, there are people actually trying to, keep their eyes functional for the next 40 years. See, we have come a long way. From streets so dark you could hear shadows to roads so bright astronauts can spot traffic jams from space. So today we will be shedding some light on how we turned every Indian road into a laser show, and why your local ophthalmologist just booked his third villa in Switzerland. Why do we do this? When you drive through a city like Amsterdam or Tokyo at night, something feels different. No, I'm not just talking about the devil's lettuce or Japanese people. It's not even about the infrastructure or the rules. It's about an entire society that thinks about shared spaces. In developed cities, light is treated as a resource. Like water or air, it is something that belongs to everyone. No single driver has the right to dominate the visual space of the road. But India's relationship with cars and roads have evolved quite differently. Our cities were not built for automobiles. They merely adapted to it. When our urban spaces upgraded from quiet marketplaces to bustling intersections, we brought along something with us: the instinct to claim our space. This is why we always saw our parents put a handkerchief on their seats before leaving it temporarily in public spaces like trains or banks. It was always about exerting control that did not exist. In a country where road space is constantly being negotiated, high beams become more than just lights. They become tools of asserting presence, a way of saying, I am here and I need you to understand that, or else. While developed nations invested decades building standardized road systems, India faced a unique challenge. We compressed a century of automotive evolution into mere years. Our roads have had to serve everyone from bullock carts to BMWs, often in the same lane. This created a deep-seated sense of uncertainty. When you can't trust the road system, when you can't trust the behavior of other drivers, when you can't trust the system itself, you begin to trust the only thing that you can control. And high beams became our shield. Modern technology only amplified this further. Xenon headlights gave us more power, but our road culture wasn't ready for it. We inherited first world automotive technology while still holding on to third world driving anxieties. The solution, therefore, isn't just better enforcement and infrastructure, although we do need better enforcement and better infrastructure, but if we go a little bit deeper, we will discover that in the end, it's about reimagining our relationship with public spaces. Understanding that brightness is not security, and that true safety comes from collective responsibility and not from individual dominance. Every night on India's highways, thousands of truck drivers drive through what can only be described as an endless tunnel of white daggers. But the story doesn't end with temporary discomfort. The human eye was not designed for this evolutionary pressure. What we're witnessing is an entire generation of professional drivers experiencing accelerated retinal aging. A 35-year-old trucker today often has the eye health of a 50-year-old from the previous generation. This impact goes deeper than just vision. Constant exposure to high intensity light triggers our brain's stress response system. Every night, our neural pathways are being rewired. When your brain spends hours each night in fight or flight mode, it changes you on a cellular level. This creates what economists call a negative externality spiral. Tired drivers make more mistakes lead to more defensive driving leads to more usage of high beams, and the cycle goes on. In fact, IIT Delhi just released a report last Thursday that said over 55% of Indian truck drivers have compromised vision. We're already seeing the first signs of a looming crisis. Young people are increasingly reluctant to become long-haul drivers. Who can blame them? Nobody signs up for a career in nightly retinal assault. Heavy-duty long-haul drivers are like blood cells that carry oxygen, aka essential goods, to every corner of your body. That is India. Imagine the next generation of trucking. Imagine if they simply don't sign up. An entire branch of national logistics collapses and we say goodbye to pav bhaji because tomatoes are now 700 rupees a kilo. Talking about second order consequences, the ripples spread further into homes. When a father returns from a driving shift with persistent headaches and irritability, it affects the family dynamics. Children grow up seeing less of their parents not because they're working more, but because they need more time to recover. Society adapts, but not always in healthy ways. We're seeing a rise in late night deliveries being rescheduled to pre-dawn hours to avoid driving fatigue. Businesses are paying premium rates for daytime logistics. The cost of avoiding high beams is literally being priced into everything you buy. The medical industry also has taken down some notes. These notes, and literal notes, sales of blue light protective gear and polarized glasses have soared. Special retinal treatments are being developed specifically for professional drivers. We are creating solutions for a problem that should not exist in the first place. Perhaps more concerning is what this says about us as a society. When temporary visual dominance becomes more important than collective well-being, we have definitely crossed a line. At this point, we're not just degrading our vision, we're tearing apart our social fabric. Okay, let's start with some realistic solutions that everyone knows about. If not, you should know about it too. Because while we wait for society to move up, people must protect themselves right now. Professional drivers discovered something interesting: yellow tinted anti-glare glasses. Originally designed for computer screens, work remarkably well against high beams. They're not perfect, but they cut the glare by about 70%. Then there's the new automotive films that can reduce incoming glare without affecting your own visibility. They're not these illegal black films from the 2000s. These are transparent but polarized. The technology came from the aviation industry, where pilots have been using similar solutions for years. Auto-dimming rear-view mirrors used to be a luxury car feature. Now, aftermarket versions of these mirrors cost less than a weekly petrol you put in your car. These mirrors are literally plug and play, no complex installation needed, and they solve one of the most dangerous high beam problems: getting blinded from behind. But is there just one simple solution, the most effective solution? Yes. Don't drive after dark. Now, let's get into some creative problem solving. Number 1, shame.
शर्म करो, भगवान से डरो, वालों, भगवान से डरो.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you get caught using high beam in city roads? Too bad. Now everyone you know will know about it. Step 1. Invent a handheld instant broadcasting device. Step 2. Give this device to the police. Step 3. Catch high beam enjoyers red-handed. Step 4. Use Bluetooth to instantly transfer all contacts from the offender's phone to the broadcasting device. Step 5. Send an instant WhatsApp message to all his contacts saying this. Imagine your boss reads this. Your wife reads this. Her mother reads this. Your society's secretary reads this. Your barber reads this. Your maid reads this. Her mother reads this.
Fatality.
Number 2. Life imprisonment without bail.
Huh?
I mean, those are the only 2 options I could think of. By the way, do you think we as Indians hate Indians buying cars? Or do you think somebody should write a case study on Thar drivers? I think you should watch these 2 videos next. Until next time, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. It really helps us stay motivated. And while you're here, feel free to take a look at our other channel for more serious and in-depth content. See you in the next video.